Absolutely. All right, so now we have LA Knight versus Logan Paul. LA Knight, of
Yeah.
course, won the U.S. title. We have a new U.S. champion, pal. LA Knight finally got the big one, and now who knows where he's going to ascend to next? When will he be in the main event conversation? Who knows? Do you care to comment on Logan Paul's outside of the ring endeavors that got the conversation circling around his name prior to SummerSlam? Do you have anything you want to say about that?
Honestly, not really. When you sign a Logan Paul who already has a bunch of different stuff, you know, everyone knows Logan Paul's background. Don't need to read off a list of the controversies and scandals he's been a part of, but you know what you're getting with Logan Paul. Outside the ring, there's going to be stuff like that, which causes either media frenzies every now and then, or online cancellation power, or people getting angry at him. I view Logan Paul as just what we see on screen, so I'm not going to comment. Anything you want to say on that?
Yeah, I just want to say one thing. If certain talents within WWE, which is alleged, are not allowed to comment on certain issues going on in the world, then Logan Paul shouldn't be either, if we're being fair. But like you said, it's Logan Paul. Logan Paul operates on a different playing field. Logan Paul could just tell WWE, well, I don't need you. I'm Logan Paul, you know? So it's, some exceptions apply to every rule. Logan Paul's a big star. He's a draw. His political stances don't really interest me. I could care less what his political stances are. I just thought that was interesting. Like, here's cancel culture again, bro, trying to take Logan Paul down. Like, Logan Paul, I think he's probably on a short list of like the top 3 celebrities of all time that have had more cancellation attempts on him. I mean, it's been like we're going on a decade now, roughly, maybe longer than a decade since Logan Paul, like the first time they tried to cancel him over that controversial video he posted.
Yeah.
It feels like every couple months Logan Paul says something, does something, and people try to cancel him. It's kind of funny.
Literally, yeah. It's every other week, it seems like. Yeah, Logan's one of the most cancelled individual. Yeah, is what it is. I mean, I don't really care at this point. Of the stuff Logan Paul has, I mean, we'll say survived. I got it on the other end of, be it Japan, be it Crypto Zoo, be it these pump and dump scams. There's a bunch of unethical stuff at Prime that people talk about, and then all the other controversies and other stuff. It is what it is. Logan Paul is the 30-year-old, roughly 27, 28-year-old in-ring wrestler on WWE. The social media star has a bunch of eyeballs on him. Here at SummerSlam, pal, he put over LA Knight. Great to see. This was LA Knight's, realistically, his defining career moment. This is like the moment where when LA Knight is a 65-year-old, like the person behind the character is sitting there, he's got his room in his mansion with like all his like framed massive room size photos of him from the SummerSlam, him at WrestleMania, his gear, his like LA Knight museum in his house. There'll be a big picture of this where he pins Logan Paul and he's got the championship belt. This is his moment. I found it cool that guys like, I saw John Morrison and what he put out on his Instagram about how like a moment like this for a guy like this means a lot for so many different wrestlers. So many wrestlers who spent 15, 20 years, took the long road and all that sort of thing. And this didn't have to be the world championship. Moments like this 5, 10 years ago had to be the world championship with the online fans. Oh my God, Kofi Kingston has to win the world title. Ziggler has to win the world title. Bryan has to. That was what it was. Now, a guy like LA Knight who has such fanfare, done so much right, gets the fans on side the right way. He wins the US title, and it's the moment everyone wanted it to be. This is awesome. So yeah, hats off for LA Knight. This is especially the last 18 months and all the great work he's done there, but really a career's worth of work. So yeah, shout out LA Knight. Logan Paul put him over, pal. Good on him. He didn't play political chess, pal. Logan Paul didn't march in Triple H and go, you take your golden 2 fingers, erase what you wrote there. I'm going over, pal, or I'm walking out. Like, he could have done that. Pal, you make wrestling uncovered videos. The amount of all-time great top 10, top 20, top 25 wrestlers who would have walked into Triple H's office and said, that doesn't work for me, I'm going over. Probably half of them, or maybe more, of the top 25 all time. So shout out Logan Paul. I respect that he didn't put his line through and play political chess. Good on him.
I want to be fair to the point you made about the internet clamoring for people to win the world title. To be fair, the mid card titles meant nothing under that regime. For the better part of my life, the mid card titles have meant not a damn thing. It was literally just a prop. So kudos to Triple H and his golden 2 fingers, pal, for making the United States Championship and Intercontinental Championship more relevant than they've been in a long, long time. I mean, it really felt like a big deal. when Braun and LA Knight won the Intercontinental title and the US title. It felt like kind of like what I imagine it was in the 90s and the Attitude Era and in the late 80s. When a guy like Austin won the Intercontinental title, that was it. Like he was going to be world champion one day. Shawn Michaels won the Intercontinental title, same thing. He's going to be world champion one day with Macho Man. So many other guys. Like that was it. That was the big like. They're like, here's the ball. Here, go run with it. And it felt like we're back to that now. Yeah. Especially with Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker definitely feels like he's going to be a world champion someday. Who knows if LA Knight gets there? This could be the peak of his career.
Yeah.
And maybe a big WrestleMania match with John Cena, for example, defending the US title. Who knows where we could be, what could happen. I'm excited and probably more, like I said, more excited than I've been in a long time for the mid-card titles.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, this is one of the things Triple H has done best as far as all things in the last 2 years. He's made these championships feel, as you say, like they mean something, especially the Intercontinental Championship. That is a gateway title to the World Championship again, as it was 20, 30, 40 years ago, which, all the, you could say old heads, the people who watched wrestling decades ago always talk about. It's back to being that. Gunther had his big long reign. Everyone knew he would be destined to be world champion. Braun Breaker's the same now, so... yeah, you'll have to see it, pal. I think one more thing on LA Knight. He's now perfectly positioned to be like a Kevin Owens, where, reliable guy. He can be in really any spot, get a good reaction, plug and place him into any storyline for the next 3-5 years, that's the position you want to be in.
Yeah.
Like, because a guy like Kevin Owens, like these premium live event cards aren't easy to get onto. Not every wrestler gets on these PLE cards anymore, which for us fans is better. For wrestlers, it makes them actually have to work harder to get on the cards. We don't have to see 7-hour shows with 15 matches with half, 2/3 of the roster on the shows. It's so much better for everyone. A guy like LA Knight or Kevin Owens get plugged into like all these different shows because they get reactions. People want to see them. Triple H or the creative team goes, who do we put in this spot? Oh, Kevin Owens, LA Knight. Like he's one of like the top names you think of, which from a talent point of view is probably what you want to be. A guy who can, the boss trusts to, put in a spot and get a good reaction. So. Yeah, shout out LA Knight, pal. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, you're right. Now let's talk about this match. This was match of the night. LA Knight versus Logan Paul. Oh, no. Yeah, LA Knight versus Logan Paul. Match of the night, in my opinion. Yeah. I love the way the match started, where they're beating each other up before the bell rings. You got Logan Paul getting thrown into the Prime bottles, pal. The Prime hydration station. I think it was Corey Graves that said that like 11 times about the Prime hydration station. Like, oh man, I don't want to hear that no more. We get it. Prime is a sponsor, pal. We freaking get it. It's in the middle of the ring. We got the logo, the Prime logo in the middle of the ring. We got the big hydration station. Do we got to have Corey Graves screaming that just an insane amount of times? But yeah, the match was awesome. Like I said, best match of the night. It was hard hitting, fast pace, and I would say it was like a 4-star match. I give it 4 stars. I don't think it was like a classic or a barn burner. Like we said up top, there wasn't really that barn burner classic match on this show. But this was damn good. And shout out to Logan Paul. He's a great in-ring wrestler. You can hate him all you want, but that guy can go in the ring, man. And he made LA Knight look a hell of a lot better than LA Knight probably is from an in-ring standpoint, especially considering he's like in his 40s now. So.
What about big springboard moonsault that everyone's shared virally on social media? He just dives up, flips around, way, and he takes that was
incredible.
Ridiculous. And one more thing, just not so much related to the match because you covered the match perfectly. Regarding Prime, and just what we've discussed Prime numerous times on this show, as far as because for you can't go anywhere without seeing a big cardboard standee of Logan Paul drinking the stuff, or any store you go to that sells it. I go to like petrol stations, like gas stations for you guys in the States. I go there. You walk in, and obviously they're the convenience stores. They sell, drinks and all the general stuff, some food, some ice creams, whatever. Prime is the only drink that I ever see where it's almost like sold out every time I go in there. It's nuts. Like everything else, Gatorades, sports drinks, fruit drinks, everything, water, all that sort of stuff is like full. It's packed back. People aren't buying it. The Primes, you've got, freeze flavor Prime, you've got strawberry watermelon, you've got lemonade flavor, you've got blue raspberry. It's all gone. Like there's always like 2 Primes left, and they're not even doing sales on this stuff. Like it's a testament to the marketing, and they've really nailed it with regards to like that drink and like everything regarding it, because there was a gap in the market, and that they identified it perfectly, identified the audience, They've got the color scheme. The drink is what it is. I don't think the drink's very good. It's okay, but it's just the way they market it makes me buy that, which is an okay drink, as opposed to like these other brands which are so unrecognizable and bland by comparison. That might make a better product. So once again, shout out to them and shout out to Logan Paul. I know there's heaps of controversies, pal, but shout out to Logan Paul.